If you have a dog, then I don't have to tell you it is a never-changing battle to figure them out. I don't care how many years you've had the same dog, they're going to change it up on you. Well, that's what happened with Lily. Now, yes, this is going to be about dogs. Because I'm, the dog man, right? So let's talk about dogs. If you've been following any of my channels, you already know that we lost Waldo back in October, and Waldo and Lily were always together, always. And for the last 5 years, the other dogs had passed away, and it has just been Waldo and Lily. Well, he passed away in October 9th, and she's been on her own. And, she was in the room actually when he passed away with me. And she took it, dogs don't show emotions like humans do, but you can tell that they're sad. They miss a departed partner. And so a lot has changed with Lily that never happened before in her life. Built a new room that used to be the screen patio, so she gets to go in there all day in the air conditioning, which they had air conditioning, but it's a whole lot better now. I mean, it gets ice cold in there. Just running one air conditioner gets that room to 65 degrees in the hottest days. But I'm going to tell you a story about what I discovered the last few days. Because Lily is a strange bird now. For a dog, she's a strange bird. Now, Lily has always been afraid of everything. I mean, the ceiling fan, the wall outlet. If it moves, and she's never seen it before, she's afraid of it. And she's always been like that since I brought her home. The first day I got her, she was an eight-week-old puppy, and there was 14 of them. And somebody brought them in where I worked because they knew I did dog rescue. And there was 14 puppies, all about 8 weeks old. You see that a lot. That's when people will dump them. At least they have the decency to wait till they're old enough, but still, that's a dirty thing to do. But anyway, she was the runt of the litter, and she was tan, and all the other 13 other dogs were black. And they looked more like hound dogs, but not Lily. And it is possible to have different type, breed fathers, however that works. I think humans can do that too sometimes. You look at people and you go, what are you? But anyway, she's always been afraid of stuff, and it might have stemmed from her being dumped like that. I don't know. Maybe they spent a night or two out in that forest. It was in the middle of nowhere in the national forest, and maybe that put some fears into her that have lasted. She's 11 years old now. But as you know, I have a new laser engraving channel, and I've been doing a lot of these laser engravings, like the one behind me, of her siblings. They're not actually siblings, but the dogs she hung with, the dogs that lived here with her, that were in the yard with her. And I've been doing them engravings, and I've been putting them in the dog apartment. They're all lined up. But I've noticed the last week, Lily has not been inside there at night. She's been outside, and I got up in the middle of the night a couple nights ago, and she's under the shade shelter sleeping, which she hadn't done before, but it is summertime. The nights are nice and cool, and so I figured that was probably it. And then a couple nights ago, it started raining, and she still would not come in. And couldn't figure that out. I had to get her in, and she just acted weird. And I sat with her for a few minutes. She just did not want to stay in that room. So I figured it out. She don't like all those laser engravings looking at her, especially when I put the one of Waddles, the chicken, in there. But I think she recognizes them all. And it's just, she can't understand. I mean, I don't know what it is. So last night, I gathered them all up and took them out of there. And guess what? She stayed in there all night. So now I got to rethink what I was doing. I was going to hang those all up on the wall in there, but now I don't think I can. Or maybe I can just start putting them in there one at a time to see if she gets used to it. Or maybe just Waldo. I don't know. But who knows what's going on in that puppy dog mind? Because there are multiple pictures of Waldo, and then there's probably two of Libby, and then there's one picture, a couple pictures where there's three of the same dog in like a collage. And she's probably freaked out by that. And I never thought of that. We don't try to put ourselves in their head to wonder, they don't understand laser engraving and they don't understand what that is. I mean, it's still funny. It's still funny that that's what it is. But I'm glad I figured it out. And I probably would have never figured it out until we had that rain. Because she doesn't, no dog likes to be out there in the rain. And she's got a rain shelter out there, but normally she would be in when, but she didn't like those pictures looking at her. And, then I think, well, what if I laser engraved my whole family and stuck them on the wall? That would be creepy because they're not real photos and they're looking at you, I mean, I wake up and yawn and look, in the middle of the night, and I look over, and there's my little brother on the wall. That freaked me out too, because that's, to a dog, that's probably what a laser engraving looks like. Maybe they don't see a picture at all. I don't know. But I do have a video. I know they do recognize each other in a photo because when Waldo's sister died in 2017, I had a granite memorial headstone made, and I do have a short. It's on my Ouachita Mountain Living channel of where they're looking at it. I bring it out to Waldo and Lily and all the dogs that were in the yard, and they all started crying and sniffing right on the picture. So they recognized her it was an actual photo of her that was laser engraved onto the granite. But they did recognize her. They're not blind. They just can't see certain colors. They can see two colors, I think yellow and blue. I don't know. But they can only see two colors. They don't see in black and white like you hear a lot of times. And then I heard German Shepherds can see in full color, and that is not true. And honestly, how do we even know? How do they know what colors a dog can see? I have no idea how they would even know that. But they say they do. So now, I don't know what to do with those pictures. Maybe put them in the new room, put them around the house. Do I even need them? I kind of like them, but that kind of ruined that plan. And I don't know what kind of pictures to put in there now. Cats? Think she'd like that? Landscapes? I don't know, man. Maybe political campaigns, the presidents, all 50 presidents, however presidents we've had. I don't know. But with Lily, and that is one of the reasons I painted that room just white. Okay, with Lily, the less distraction, the less craziness, the better. If there's, mundane stuff for her to look at, well, I think she's better off. So for now, I'll take the pictures out. And man, I don't know. I don't even want to think about what would happen if I changed her radio station. She grew up on that good old classic country music. If I was to switch that to rap or pop, she ain't gonna let me live that down. So have you guys ever had an experience like that with a dog where, and they're always, just when you think you got them figured out, they start doing something else, like Rooster, my little dog that lives in here. She's doing things to spite me. I know she is. because she started pooping in here, right where my chair's at. I got to come in here with cleaner and all that. She gets plenty of opportunity to go out, and she does go out, and then she'll spend her time barking at stuff. But she's never done that ever, and now that's a new thing. And she's vindictive. She's jealous because I stay in there with Lily until 9:30 at night, and then she gets to come in. The only way I know how to do it, because they don't get along with each other. They fight. So I can't have them together. So I have to split the time between both of them. I'm in here in the day with Rooster when I'm not out doing something. And then Lily is in that room. And I go in there every half hour or so, pat her and talk to her, take a nap in there. And then Rooster don't like that, I guess. She says, I'll show him, and I'll lay a log right under his chair. And she does it. She's done it twice now. Yeah. And it ain't, believe me, it ain't because her stomach's hurting or nothing, because it's solid. She's doing it on purpose. They're planned poops is what they are. Vindictive poops. Rooster. Just can't figure them out, man. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Happy trails.